Here we are again, Florida in August, hotter than a hooker's doorknob on payday. We are at peak misery down here in the devil's ass crack. So let's take a look at my summer EDC because things generally change up a little bit when it's this damn hot outside. In summer, I tend to rotate between two different modes of EDC. One for when I can wear my favorite pants, the Delta Stretch LTs by Vertex. I'm not gonna go into too many details on these pants because honestly, I'm tired of talking about them. You're probably tired of hearing about them because I've talked about them in basically every EDC video I've ever done. Super comfortable pants, good amount of stretch to them, lots of pockets for all your shit. I dig them, they're good pants. And then a different kind of mode of carry for when I have to go shorts because it's just too damn hot out to wear pants. The shorts I wear just don't have the same carry capacity, so I have to change things up a little bit when it's skies out, thighs out. And just to be clear, I prefer pants and boots over shorts and flip-flops, but here in Florida, there's some months that it's just so damn hot. There are certain days you have no choice but to go shorts in fear of dangerous levels of swamp ass, so you gotta do what you gotta do. And my second mode of carry is where things get about as divisive as a fur jacket and a PETA convention. That's when I break out the bum bag, the fanny pack, whatever you want to call it, waist pack, some form of vessel to carry all your shit. But before we get into what I carry when I'm wearing pants and what I carry in the old bum bag, fanny pack, let's take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, ZBiotics. As much as your boy here enjoys the occasional pour of whiskey, it does not always leave me feeling optimal the next morning. Being 47 now, I've noticed that it only really takes a couple drinks and I'm off my game the next day. Well, luckily the folks at ZBiotics are here to help. ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. PhD scientists invented it to tackle those rough mornings after you've had a couple. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. That byproduct is largely responsible for making you feel rough the next day. ZBiotics produces an enzyme to help break this byproduct down. Just make ZBiotics your first drink of the night, drink responsibly, and you'll feel your best the next day. Look, I hear what you're saying. I was skeptical about this stuff as well, but after I tested it myself, and I even guinea pigged out a few of my friends and gave it to them to try out, we all agreed that we were really surprised at how good we felt the next day. So if this sounds like something you might be interested in, click the link down below or scan the little QR code over there in the corner and get 15% off your first order at checkout. Also, it's backed by a 100% money back guarantee. So if you don't like the stuff, it doesn't work for you, they'll give you your money back, no questions asked. So pretty no risk situation. Check out those links below, 15% off your first order. Thanks to ZBiotics for sponsoring this. Let's get back to the video. All right, let's get into it. So version 1 carry. Delta Stretch LTs, Core Essential belts. This has been my default system I've used for years. You guys have seen it multiple times. Between the belt being good and sturdy, lots of pockets in the pants, this gives me a good framework to carry pretty much anything I need. Some folks will definitely think my EDC is way too much shit to carry around.
I bet you don't use half that stuff. That's just way too much weight to carry around all day.
One, you're just wrong. Objectively, you're wrong. I have streamlined my carry down to stuff I normally use multiple times every single day. Except for my concealed carry, that's obviously not used every day. That's kind of one of those better to have it, not need it, than need it, not have it kind of things. Other than my weekly trips to the range, I have luckily never had to skin that bad boy. And secondly, if 3 pounds of gear, and that's including a fully loaded firearm. Without the firearm, it's probably only about a pound of gear. If that's too much weight for you to handle, I don't know, maybe hit the gym and eat a steak. First up, right front pocket, the Deano Fix Blade. A little bit of a shameless plug, and I know you guys have seen this thing a few times, but this is a knife that I designed with my buddies over at Exclusive Big Idea. It is a great general use knife. I got into carrying fixed blades for EDC, I don't know, I guess it's been about a year and a half ago. I really enjoyed it. I did a whole video about EDCing a fixed blade, but this one has been in my pocket every day. I really honestly need to change it out and try a few other things just for the sake of getting some new content. This one just works and I just haven't changed it out. Right below that, in my little, I guess you'd call it like utility pocket on these pants. This folder is a collaboration I did with the good folks over at Knafs on the Lander 2. Great medium size fixed blade, micarta scales, ball bearing pivot, carries really nice and low in your pocket. I've been carrying this one for probably a little over a year now, ever since we started the whole design process to test it out. It hasn't really come out of my pocket either. I'm gonna have to change some shit out soon. You guys are gonna get tired of seeing the same 2 damn knives in my EDC for every one of these updates. I'll probably be switching out the secondary knife for a multi-tool. Functionality for space. Carrying a multi-tool is gonna give me more capabilities than 2 knives. So I'll probably do that soon. Moving around to the front, I do appendix carry. So that is where I carry my firearm, which is a different setup than last update. Show gun clear and safe. I've had some people comment on the last EDC videos.
That seems like a super dangerous place to carry a firearm.
It definitely is, if you're a dumbass. It's actually one of the most common places for concealed carry. If you have a good holster and are well trained with a firearm, it's perfectly safe. Like my old instructor used to say, keep your booger hook off the boom button and you'll be fine. Well, unless it's a P320. Just kidding, SIG, please don't sue me. I did carry a P365 XL for years, but I recently saw this new Glock 19 Koa and I had to give it a whirl. And no, I did not change away from the SIG because of all the SIG drama that's going on. All the drama is around the P320. 365 is a super popular concealed carry gun. I've carried it and many people have carried it for years and I've never had any issues with it. I just really love this new Glock with the Koa system and the aim point optic that comes on it, and I wanted to try something different. Strangely enough, even though the Glock 19 is bigger than the P365, it carries just as good. It conceals really well. It's super comfortable. It might be because of this holster I've been carrying it in. This is the Tenacore. I forgot the model, but I'll put it down below. It has this wedge built into it that helps keep the gun tilted in towards your body so that you don't print as bad. Other holsters have a similar design, but it's usually, the ones I've had in the past, it's a secondary item that you add on. They always just kind of rubbed and it wasn't very comfortable. This one, because it's integrated and it's kind of like slick and in there, it doesn't seem to, I don't know, this is just one of the more comfortable holsters I've carried in quite some time. I can't really put my finger on what it is, but I have been really, really happy with the Glock 19 Tenacore holster combo. It certainly isn't any fancy pattern or anything. I've definitely got sexier looking holsters. It just does work, which is kind of fitting for a Glock, right? It's just kind of a no-nonsense workhorse. Like I mentioned, the Koa does come with this nice aim point optic from the factory. Big fan of that. I did add these base plates from Terran Tactical and then these grips from Combat Textiles, I believe the company is called. Did a little undercut on the trigger guard with the old Dremel out in the garage because Glock knuckle is a thing, and a TRL7 sub on the front, and so far I am loving it. It's super hard to argue with the reliability of Glock when it comes to like a personal defense weapon. They're just workhorses. They just go. I've got about close to 1,000 or probably 1,000 rounds through this guy at this point. But once I've run it a little longer and I've really got it dialed in just the way I want it, I probably will be doing a full review over on our second channel, Modern Legion. Haven't checked that channel out? Go check it out. I have heard, unfortunately, that Glock has suspended sales of this gun to the civilian market. Apparently, they're really backed up on some of their military contracts, so until they get caught up, they won't be putting any more of these out to the civilian market, so that kind of sucks. I'm glad I got one, so they might be kind of hard to get, but so far, big fan. Over to the left pocket, we got a couple things we keep in this pocket. One, my wallet, and this is something that is different also from our last EDC video. This is the Haley Strategic INCOG Wallet. I have a whole video review on this one I just did. I think it was either the last video or 2 videos ago. So if you want more details on this, go check that thing out. Been carrying this guy for a few months now. I've been a fan so far. Does what it needs to do, and it does have a cool little extra something hidden in there. So cool little wallet. Check out that video if you're interested. Also in the same pocket with my wallet, I usually carry AirPods. Nothing fancy there, just not even the pros, just as typical AirPods. I just use it for phone calls, conference calls, audiobooks, podcasts, shit like such throughout the day. Normal shit. Down to the little utility pocket on the left side. And this is another, I believe also this is new since our last EDC update. Saw my buddy Taylor over at Best Damn EDC talking about this guy one day. Was at Bass Pro Shop, saw it and was like, let's give that a try. This is the Phoenix PD25R. Super cool name, Phoenix. Some of these companies really need to get their shit together with these names. This name makes this thing sound like a DOS computer from the 80s. lame. But it is a cool little light. Nice and compact, only about 60 bucks, 800 lumens with adjustable brightness on this little button up here at the top. Has a constant and momentary on and off tail cap, rechargeable 700 milliamp hour battery, IP68 water resistant. Probably my favorite thing though is it's got this little handy two-way clip on it. So not only can you use it to clip up in your pocket, but you can also clip this dude either this way or this way on your hat. And then you got a little headlamp. So when you need to go, you know, hands-free, going spelunking on the old wife. You guys already get mad when I cuss too much and now I'm talking about. Anyway, hands-free, I like that feature. Cool little light, pretty affordable, very handy. I use this thing probably several times a day. It's really handy to have. And for people that say, oh, I just use my phone light, it's not the same. You can't like see this thing. If you drop something under something, you can look, drop something in your seat of your car. I don't want to hear that use your phone shit. I used to be that guy too, but it's not accurate. An actual designated flashlight is way better. Moving around to my back left pocket. No surprise to you guys that have followed me for a while. A Hank. I always have some kind of Hank. This one is specifically from the guys at Renegade Provision Co. These are super nice. I've carried several and they're all good, but this Renegade company, I like what they're doing. They have a really nice microfiber, like kind of lens cloth thing on one side. It's supposed to be some kind of special high grade lens cloth material. I'm always wearing glasses or sunglasses, so I use this thing to clean my glasses, camera lenses, phone screens, monitors. This thing comes out like 4 or 5 times a day minimum. They also have a lot of cool ones. Like, look, hold on, come on, dude. They got some cool designs. My man, Ron Swanson. Give me all the bacon and eggs you have. If you know, you know. They got some Topo ones. If you're into the flannel, they got some flannel stitches. The skull, they have a lot of really cool designs. Little leather tag on them. Been digging them. The other thing I normally have in my back pocket, can of Zens or some Alps. I would love to buy only Alps because I actually like them better, but for some reason they don't have coffee flavor. As soon as Alps starts making coffee pouches, I won't be buying Zens anymore because I actually like the Alps a lot better. But anyway, back left pocket, Zens or Alps. Now over on this side, and it's technically a magazine pocket in these pants. It's kind of behind your back normal pocket and slightly over to the right. One of the things that's my favorite things about these pants is that is a perfect phone pocket. It puts it off to the right a little bit, so when you sit down, you're not sitting on it, and it's nice and deep, so your whole phone goes down into it and really snug, and it just holds it. And these pants, it's meant for like to fit an AR-15 magazine, but that just so happens to work out beautiful for a large iPhone, like a Pro version iPhone. Big fan. Lastly, on my arm, most days I'm wearing a watch. Now this is one of my EDC items that changes pretty much every single day. I'm not one of the guys that carries a different knife every single day or different this, that. A lot of my EDC gets locked in and I do it for months and months without really changing much. My watch though, pretty much every day something different. 2 watches I've worn most regularly lately, I would have to say are my Rolex Starbucks. They call it a Starbucks because of the green bezel and the black face. I'm not gonna get too deep into the specs. It's a Rolex Submariner. You guys know the specs on a sub, so we don't need to get too deep into that. But I've always just been a big fan of Rolex. They just do a great job, really high level fit and finish. They feel great on your wrist. I mean, it's a Rolex, right? You know, it is what it is. They are a bit pricey, but they hold their value really well, and it's something you'll probably hand down to your kids. So the other one that has gotten a lot of love lately is the one that is on my wrist right now, and this is the Big Idea GMT TI. I forget the naming, but it's the new one they just came out. And this summer, I've really been enjoying this one. It is titanium, so it's super light, which for some reason, I don't know, when it's hot out, something light on your wrist feels better. It is a mechanical watch, which is my preference. I think all but maybe like a couple of my watches are mechanical watches. It is a true GMT, so you can track 3 time zones, 40.5mm case, grade 2 titanium. It also has some super Wolverine adamantium kind of coating on it that makes it harder than woodpecker lips. It has the toolless micro adjust on the strap, which is also really nice in the summer when it's hot. You go outside when it's 1,000 degrees and you instantly swell up a little bit, and then your watch gets tight as hell. This one allows you to just adjust that on the fly with no tools, which is really handy. That is a feature Rolex has also, but it's always awesome to see that feature in watches that don't cost you a kidney to be able to afford. So good on Big Eye for throwing that in there. Polished ceramic bezel, white face. I mean, it just makes for a sexy ass watch. Big Idea really nailed it with this guy. Big fan. So that is the basic EDC when I can wear the setup with the pants. But sometimes you gotta go shorts, and all that shit ain't fitting in some shorts. Some of you guys have told me in the past, just get the Vertex Delta Stretch shorts. There's all the pockets you get in these pants, but in shorts. The problem is, I don't know if it's the way I'm built or what, but the shorts versions of these pants, which are my favorite pants, but the shorts versions don't work for me. They are just like too snug in the legs, and I feel like I'm wearing like a pair of tactical Daisy Dukes or something. So I usually just wear these Zero shorts, I think they're called, from Zero Foxtrot. They're really super light and comfortable in hot weather, but you ain't carrying shit in those things. They have no support. There's just elastic waistband, like you put a pound in those things and they're gonna pant you. So that is when we bust out the waist pack, fanny pack, bum bag. It goes by many names. You either love it or you hate it.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
But for me, it's just a really great way to carry all my stuff when I don't have a lot of pockets. So my carry items stay basically the same, right? I just put it all in the bag from Everly stock instead of in my pants. I have a couple different versions that I've been rocking lately. One is the Bando bag. You guys should be familiar with this. I did a video on this a while back. If you want more details on the Bando bag, I'll link it up above, go check that video out. And then the newer one that I have, this is also by Everly stock, but it's called the Fade Flex, I think is what it's called. I'll put a little thing here at the bottom of the screen because I'm horrible with names. I'm pretty sure it's the Fade Flex. It has this really nice quick access pocket in the back for your firearm, which I like. It is a little bit bigger than the Bando, so I can fit, my Glock 19 does not fit well in the Bando bag. Fits very easily in this bag. You could even fit a slightly larger firearm in this bag. It is a dedicated pocket, which is really just meant for a firearm, and that's all, which is what you want. You don't want to be carrying a gun in a pocket with a bunch of other crap. Slows down you being able to get to the damn thing quickly if you need it. Could cause an AD if you get little random shits caught up in the trigger. So you really want a pocket that is solely for your firearm. It has the hook and loop so you can get several different, whether you want to clip your holster in there somehow, whatever your mode of carry is, as long as it covers your trigger, this thing's going to keep it pretty safe. Nice big tab. If you notice, most of these tabs are a little smaller. This, where the firearm is at, it's got this big T tab so you can very easily quick grab that thing and rip it open. Nice zippers that have some adrenaline going, and you're gonna be able to rip that thing open. So they did a really good job on that. I think it actually even opens up easier and quicker than the Bando bag. So I really, big fan of the zipper, big fan of the pouch. As far as carrying a firearm, I think this is probably a little superior to the Bando. They did a little upgrade with this one when it comes to firearm carry. Then around to your front pocket here, nice big pocket in the front. Again, you got some hook and loop field so you can attach different kinds of organizers, pockets, or whatever you want, but it does have some built-in pockets and a zipper pouch here in the front. Also, this basically lets me just carry all of the same gear that I would normally carry when I'm wearing pants, plus a little bit more. In this bag, I am usually able to carry a tourniquet. There's a little holder up here, elastic holder for a tourniquet, which is really nice. I also have some extra room, so in my zipper pouch, I have some low grade, really more boo-boo kit than anything else, just Band-Aids and other medical supplies, which is tough to carry in my pants. I got a pen, a multi-tool. I can fit when I'm carrying this bag for my knife. I've got this little sleeve in here. My knife, just full fixed blade, goes in there, clips onto that, and I can fit a full fixed blade in here. Plenty of room, plus more, and it fits up in a really nice, pretty small package. Now, I know some of you folks are not a big fan of off-body carry or carrying in a bag. My only suggestion is if you're gonna be carrying in a bag, one, practice with the bag. Make sure you're able to get to your firearm quickly and efficiently. Practice, train with the bag. And two, keep the bag secured at all times, preferably on your person. This thing stays on my waist whenever I carry it. I don't take it off and just sit it anywhere. It doesn't do you any good to have a firearm and all your shit in a bag if it's sitting over there across the room and you can't get to the damn thing when you need it. You also don't want to leave this accessible to anyone that shouldn't have access to it. So keep it secured at all times, or preferably, like I said, on your person at all times. And also, like I had mentioned before, don't carry your firearm in the same pocket as other things. One, one for the same reason mentioned before, and also you don't want to be flashing your firearm every time you need to get something out of your bag. So keep that in a dedicated pocket that only has your firearm in it, and the only reason you get in that pocket is if you need to get to that firearm. Maybe I will do a full review on this Fade Flex bag. It does have some really cool features. We could definitely go a lot deeper into that. We don't have time to do that in this video, but if that's something you guys are interested in, let me know down in the comments and maybe we will do a full review of this guy. That has been what I've been carrying the summer of 2025. As always, I will drop links for everything down below for your perusing pleasure. I know summer is starting to close out for a lot of you guys, depending on where you live, and a lot of folks do these EDC videos at the beginning of a new season. I don't do that because I like to carry the stuff that I'm carrying, get a feel for it, make sure it's working really well, and I like what it's doing before I do a video on it. Right or wrong, indifferent, that's just the way I do it. Makes sense to me that I'm not giving you guys a bunch of suggestions based on some bullshit that I've never carried. Hopefully this video helps you guys out, maybe gives you some ideas of some stuff and some different ways to do things. The best way to support the channel, if you like what we do here, get some of our merch, new shirts down below. We got whiskey cups, whiskey Bibles, all the cool things. We got links for all our merch down below. Check all that stuff out. If you did enjoy this video, smash that like button. That always helps us out. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so. We'd love to have you on board. I hope everybody's having a fantastic week, and we'll see you in the next video. The fanny pack. Man, that fires a lot of people up. A lot of people get weird. I was very anti-fanny for a long time, and I definitely prefer the pants. You can't question the power of the fanny, man. A lot of capability in that little guy. Nothing fancy. I've been praising the fannies for years. That guy's a legend. Come on.